What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Jim Graphics. In today's video I'll be teaching you guys how to design this simple but unique church flyer in CorelDRAW. If you're new, consider subscribing by clicking on the red button below and turn on the bell icon in order not to miss any of my future upload. Coming over here guys, these are the stock images we'll be working with. I'm going to put the link of all this in the down description below. So as you can see guys, I've taken out the background of all these images, and if you don't know how to take out background in Photoshop or in CorelDRAW, you can go and watch out my previous video. I have video where you can learn how to take a background in Photoshop and in CorelDRAW. And if you're new to CorelDRAW, I would recommend you watch this particular video. Alright, I'm going to put the link somewhere here for you guys to check it out. And without any further ado guys, let's get straight to the video. Welcome to CorelDRAW guys. So the size we'll be working with today is 6 by 7 inches. Alright, so if you don't know how to change your paper size in CorelDRAW, all you need to do is come over to your property bar. Alright, locate unit. This is your property bar over here. Alright, so locate this unit, then under this unit you come and you see a drawing unit, then select inches. Okay, so once you're done with this, you come over to your page dimension, then delete this one and put 6 over here. All right, then come over to the third one, the second one, sorry, and change to 7, then press enter on your keyboard, and this is what you're going to have guys. So the next thing we're going to do guys is we're going to bring in our rectangle tool. All right, on our tools bar here, this is your rectangle tool, and you're going to draw this way. All right, so as you can see guys, it's not actually fitted to frame. So to make it fit to frame, what you're going to do is you're going to come over to this as we did earlier, change to 6 by 7 and press enter on your keyboard, and this is what you're going to have guys. So still the same guys, as you can see, it's not fitted to frame, so you're going to press letter P. All right, letter P on your keyboard, press letter P on your keyboard. So this is what you're going to have. As you can see guys, it has fitted itself to frame. So the next thing we're going to do guys is import our stock images. So to import your stock images in CorelDRAW, what you're going to do is you're going to right click over here, select import. The shortcut is Ctrl+I, or you can come over to your file and locate import. Is actually the same thing guys. So select import, and this box is going to come up, so you're going to locate where your files are saved. So mine is saved over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of this. All right, so I'm going to select all of this and select all of this. So this is the text, so you don't need to highlight and select this one. So you're going to click on import. So what you're going to do now is once you're done selecting import, so what you're going to do is just click and drag. All right, just right here, click and drag this way. All right, and this is what you're going to have guys. So the next thing you're going to do guys is I'm going to bring in this this background. All right, I'm going to bring in this background just right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to my effect and select adjust. All right, then go to color balance. All right, so once you come over to color balance, you can actually follow my settings. All right, so you can increase the red to 11%, then the green to 1%, then yellow and blue to minus 11. All right, so we're good with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on OK, and this is basically what you're going to have. Okay, so we're going to place this just right here. Is we're going to blur this background. So to blur the background in CorelDRAW, what you're going to do is you're going to come over to effect. All right, select effect, then go to blur, then locate Gaussian blur, and I'm going to just increase the radius. All right, just like 11.7 pixels. All right, then what you're going to do is click on OK, and you're going to leave that to that. So for now, what we're going to do is we're going to scale this up just right here, and I'm going to right click on this and select power clip. All right, so once you select power clip, this arrow is going to come up. So the meaning of this arrow is just you're going to just point it to where you want to power clip this object to. So we're power clipping into this frame, so what you're going to do is just point to this and left click on it, and boom guys, this is what you are going to have guys. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select right click on it and select edit power clip, so to enable us go into the frame. All right, so what I'm going to do now is to cover up this white space which you have here, because I don't want to like scale this up just this way, but you can actually do that. You understand? You can do that anyway, but if you wish, you can do it. So now you're going to select your rectangle tool and you're going to draw this way. All right, so once you do that, come over to this and select black. All right, so you're going to change this to RGB black, so to give it a perfect black. So you're going to double click on this thumbnail over here, and once you double click on it, this is going to come up and you're going to come over to color viewer. All right, then come over to your color mode and select RGB. Then you're going to just drag this down here, and boom guys, you can see you have a perfect black. So you can click on OK. Now you can see we have a sharp edges here. So what you're going to do is you're going to come over to your transparency tool. All right, so once you do that, you're going to just drag up this way, and this is what you're going to have. So as you can see guys, we have finally and we have achieved the blend. All right, so we have achieved the blend. Now we no longer have the sharp object, so we blended the black to this background. So as you can see, we have a perfect blend here. So all you need to just come over to your transparency tool and use it to blend this. All right, so after doing this guys, what you're going to do now is click on finish. All right, so as you can see, we have a good blended background. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to this and I'm going to select this background. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to scale this up just right here. All right, so once you're going to do that is you're just going to scale this up. All right, so scale this up just right here, and you're going to just place it over here. And what you're going to do now is you're going to select your transparency tool again, and you're going to select here and drag just to blend it to the background. All right, so you're going to blend this to the background just right here. And once you're done with that, you're going to just come over to this and select screen. Okay, let's try overlay, and this is what we're going to have guys. So once you select overlay, this is what you're going to have. So the next thing you're going to do is I'm going to right click on this, select power clip, then place it into the frame just right here. And basically guys, this is what you are going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select this one. All right, I'm going to select this, then I'm going to place it just right here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select my transparency tool. I'm going to fade out this part. All right, so once you're done fading out this part, to enable you fade out the other part, you're going to bitmap this object, all right, or this background. So to bitmap your background, you're going to come over to bitmap, select convert to bitmap, and make sure your color mode is on RGB. All right, so come over to your color mode, change this to RGB, and click on OK, and come over to this and blend this part. All right, just right there, and you're going to convert to bitmap again, and as you can see, you can basically blend this part just right here. And what you're going to do now is you're going to change this to black and white. So come over to your bitmap, go to mode, then change to grayscale, and this is what you're going to have guys. So you're going to come over to this and select soft light. All right, so this is basically what you're going to have guys. So you're going to select soft light, or let's try overlay and see the output. All right, so I think they're all good. So we're going to select, right click on it and select edit power clip, then place it into the frame. All right, so as you can see, we're having like that cloud behind this building, this rock building. All right, so this is what you're going to have guys. So now what we're going to do is bring in this background. So I'm going to place this just right here. All right, so I'm going to scale this up just right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this up. All right, so I'm going to use my transparency tool and feather this edge just as we did earlier. So as you can see, we are having like a sunset here. All right, just right here. So we're going to just make sure that comes out, and we're going to just leave that over here. So we're going to bring it just right here, and what I'm going to do is select my transparency tool and come over to this and select soft light. Let's see the output. Let's try overlay and see. I think they're almost giving us the same thing. Let's try screen, and okay, soft light is giving us what we want. So what we're going to do is select, right click on it and select power clip, then place it into the frame just right here, and this is basically, guys, what we are going to have. All right, guys, so this is basically what you're going to have, guys. So as you can see, we're having this. All right, so this is actually cool. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to come over to this my ellipse tool and draw a cycle just right here, and I'm going to come over to this and right click on it to remove the outline. So you're going to select set outline color, and this is what you're going to have, guys. Now the next thing you're going to do is I'm going to give this okay, first of all, let's bring in our transparency tool. All right, then I'm going to come over to this fountain transparency on my property bar and click on it. Click on your fountain transparency, you're going to get this. All right, so you're going to come over to this elliptical fountain transparency. Once you click on this, this is going to appear. All right, so click on this, and this is what you're going to have, guys, as you can see basically. So you're going to change this to light yellow. All right, so let's drop and give it a light yellow, and basically, guys, this is what we're going to have for now. So let's place this just right here, but before then, guys, let's convert this to bitmap. All right, let's convert this to bitmap. All right, so I'm going to fade out this part, then convert it to bitmap, and fade out this part, convert to bitmap, fade out this part, convert to bitmap. All right, then I'm going to fade out this part, then I'm going to convert to bitmap. So the reason why I'm converting to bitmap is because if we don't convert to bitmap, we cannot fade out multiple parts. All right, so basically why I'm doing this is because I want like a sun to come out, like a lightning to come out from this part. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select my transparency tool, come over to this and select overlay. So let's try screen and see. Okay, overlay is giving us what we have, so let's try hard light. All right, so we're going to try color dodge. It's okay, so let's keep it at overlay. All right, so that's fine. So I'm going to just scale this up just right here. So I'm going to right click on it and select power clip and place it into this frame, and this is basically what we're going to have, guys. So as you can see, we have a cool sky background here. So I'm going to copy this and paste it again. So as you can see, the sun is actually coming out very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down here. All right, so I'm going to bring another one just right here. All right, so this is what you're going to have basically, guys. This is what you are going to have. So I'm going to just copy and bring another one here. All right, so let's bring another one just right here, and click on finish. So this is what you're going to have. So if you're confused, guys, you can actually drop me a comment in the comment section below. And secondly, guys, I'm very sorry for not putting out video all this while because I'm kind of very busy these days. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to arrange my images, all right, to fit in this tutorial. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in this picture. So I'm going to place it just right here. So I'm going to scale this up. All right, I'm going to scale this up. So I'm going to bring in this one, place it just right here. All right, so once I do that, I'm going to scale this up, and I'm going to select this one because as you can see, this one is behind. So what I'm going to do is select Shift plus page up on your keyboard. So as you can see, boom, guys, this has brought itself up. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in this image. So I'm going to place this one just right here. So I'm going to scale it up to match up this images. So I'm going to scale this one just right here, and I'm going to place it over here, and I think we're cool with this, guys. We're cool with this. So let's bring this one in a bit, and the last one we're going to bring is this one, and we're going to scale it up just right here. All right, so scale it up. If you don't understand the background, guys, how we placed it, please don't forget, drop me a comment and I'll be glad to answer you. And if I've not replied your DM, guys, I'm very sorry. I will do that. All right, so I'll reply all your DMs. All right, so this is what you're going to have. So the next thing you're going to do is just you're going to select all of this. You can basically reduce this just right here. All right, so you're going to place it over here, and basically that's it for now. So what I'm going to do is for now I'm going to advise you to copy this image. So go to your page 2, All right, what I mean by page 2 is just click on this plus sign. It's going to add another page for you, so paste it here and leave that there. So we come back to our page 1, so that in case we have anything to adjust later on in this image, we can basically trace it to this part. All right, so we're going to just basically, what we're going to do now is select all of this. I'm going to bitmap it for now. Let's try and bitmap it, convert to bitmap. And once you convert it to bitmap, ladies and gentlemen, all of this is just one, so you can actually try to remove this one or remove this one. So once you have your settings and you're good, then you're good. All right, so what you're going to do now is select this, then select your transparency to fade out this part. All right, just fade out this part just right here. And once you do that, convert it to bitmap, then fade out this part, make sure it's blended to the background very well, then convert to bitmap again. What did I tell you guys about converting multiple parts in CorelDRAW? So if you have the answer, you can drop me in the comment section. All right, so this is what you're going to have, guys. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to effects, select adjust, and go to brightness and contrast, because I want this image to pop. So this is too much, so we're going to just increase the contrast a bit, and we're going to leave that. All right, so let's reduce this just right here, and this is what we're going to have. So I'm going to click on OK. All right, so this is what you're going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this frame. All right, right click and select edit power clip. Then I'm going to bring this one up a bit just right here, and this is what you're going to have. So I'm going to copy this light which we created. If you forget this light, guys, don't forget how we created this light. So I'm going to copy it and paste it just right here. So I'm going to reduce this a bit. So I'm going to bring one just here, over here. All right, so I'm going to place another one here. So we're going to reduce it. All right, so once you do that, place another one just right here. All right, so we're having the lightning coming from behind out here. All right, guys, so basically, guys, this is what you're going to have. So the next thing we're going to do, guys, is I'm going to bring in this one. All right, so I'm going to bring in this and use Ctrl X to cut it, then right click on it and select this power clip, then paste it here, bring it just right here. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to use your transparency tool to fade out these edges. So draw this way, convert to bitmap. Don't forget why we're converting to bitmap, guys. So convert this to bitmap and convert to this and use soft light, and let's say, and we have that is good. So you can scale it up this way. You can basically scale that up, and all right, leave that to that, or click on finish, and basically, guys, this is what you're going to have. So as you can see, we're having a light coming from behind and reflecting on the faces of the of our object here. All right, so basically, guys, this is what you are going to have. So I'm going to select all of this and scale these images up just to make it bigger, and this is what we're going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do, guys, is import the text for this tutorial. So to import our text, come to your notepad over here, then you're going to basically select this. You can use Ctrl A to select all, or you can draw with your mouse, then use Ctrl C to copy, then come back to your CorelDRAW and select your text tool. Just basically click, and you will see your cursor blinking over here. If you can see, sorry, because we're having a dark background or a black theme. So if you don't have this version of CorelDRAW, just DM me on Instagram. I'm going to give you the link. All right, so to download CorelDRAW 2021. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Ctrl V to paste it here. All right, so I'm going to give it a white color so we can see, and basically reduce the font size to 10 or 9. So we're going to leave that to that. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. So I'm going to use Ctrl X to cut it. So I'm going to paste it just right here. So I'm going to use my Ctrl plus K to break the text apart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to this and break it just right here. All right, so also I'm going to break this chiffon lady. Okay, break it here. Then I'm going to use Control A to select all, then control, okay, let's come over to our property bar and select the horizontal alignment, then use center. The shortcut is Control C. That was what I was trying to do before. So this is what you're going to have, guys. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this font as Arial. So before then, I'm going to come over to my tools bar and select shape tool. So once you click on this shape tool on the text, you're going to see this double shape here. I don't know what to call it anyway. So you can use this one to increase the spacing. You can use this one to also increase a spacing widely. All right, just this way, drag this way, as you can see. So once you drag, you expand this and then basically leave that to that, and that's what we're going to have. So we're going to basically leave this one here. So we're going to put like present. All right, so you're going to have present. So just right here. So we're going to reduce this one, and we're going to basically reduce this just right here. And basically, guys, this is what you are going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do is all right, so I'm going to break this one apart. So I'm going to change this to uppercase. So use Control plus A to select all, then use Shift F3 to select and change to uppercase, or you can convert your text on your menu bar and select change case. Like I say, Shift F3 is the shortcut. So select uppercase, then click on OK. And what you're going to do is click on bold it, and can change the color to light yellow, just as this, and basically reduce this one, and basically do the same. Control A, F3, Shift F3, and use uppercase for this one. Then you can bold it also for this one, we forgot. Shift F3, bold it, and basically, guys, this is what we are going to have, guys. So if you have any question or you're lost in any of this process, you can ask me a question in the comment section below, guys. All right, so in case you guys are seeing me for the first time, my name is Jim and you're welcome to this channel. All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to cut the theme. All right, so I'm going to place this one just right here, and once I'm done with that, I'm going to use Control K to break it apart. So I'm going to delete the theme, I don't need it. So I'm going to break this one apart and put my cursor. Let me scale this up so you see. So I'm going to double click here and put the cursor here and break this one apart. So the font I'll be using for this one is called Grown Personal Use. All right, so this is the font we'll be using for this for now. All right, so this is the font we'll be using, and okay, let me check over here. I think that's the name of the font. All right, this is the name of the font, guys. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use Control plus K to break it apart. All right, so I'm going to scale this one. I'm going to cut this one. So once I cut it, I'm going to use let's try lowercase. Okay, this is not the font for this one. Okay, this is not the font I want to use for this one, so I'm going to look for this font. What is the name of this font? Albright. The name of the font is Albright, I guess. Yes, guys, so we got it. That is Albright. I love this font actually, guys. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring this one here. I'm going to scale this one down. I'm going to place this just right here, and I'm going to bring this one here and you know, place it just right here. So I'm going to scale this up, bring this one here, scale it up just right here. So I'm going to scale the K, the Kingdom Come. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring this one here and basically scale this one down. Then I'm going to leave this to the middle, and this is what I'm going to have, guys. So I'm going to bring this one. So basically I want to make use of this crown, so I want to extract this crown from this background. So to do that, come over to your bitmap, select mode, black and white, then click on OK. All right, so come over to your trace bitmap on your property bar and select outline trace, then line art, and wait for this to load, guys. So once it's done loading, you're going to see the before and you're going to see the after. All right, so it's loading, and boom, guys, that is it. This is our before, and now we have our transparent background. So click on OK, and you can basically delete the white one and leave that with leaving you with just this one. And what you're going to do is give it a white color so we can basically see before we make use of it. All right, so I'm going to basically all right, let's place this one here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this kingdom, then select convert to curve, and once you convert it to curve, is now an object, so you cannot adjust this one. So now you're going to select your shape tool. So I'm going to draw this one just up, select this node, then draw it up just right here, not that much but something bit big, but you're going to just scale this one down. And once you do that, you're going to basically reduce this one, give it a black color, then place it just right here. So you're going to use shift plus page up to bring it forward, and basically guys, scale this one down. And once you do that guys, this is what you're going to have. This is so amazing and beautiful guys. So what we're going to do is I'm going to select this. All right, I'm going to give it this color. All right, I'm going to select this, give it same color, and I'm leaving us with just this one on white. So what I'm going to do is just give it 10% gray, give this one 10% gray, and boom guys, this is what we're going to have. So I'm going to scale this one up and place it just right here, and we're good with that guys. If you have any question, if you're confused guys, don't forget to drop me a comment. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut the date, venue, and okay, let's cut it from here. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste this one just right here. All right, so before we place this one, let me just, I want to arrange the minister's name. So I'm going to start with this one, evangelist, this, and I'm going to cut it and paste it just right here. So I'm going to cut out this one also, paste it just right here. I'm going to cut out this one, Ctrl plus X to cut, use Ctrl plus V to paste, and select this one, cut, paste it just right here. So what I'm going to do is basically arrange them over here. So I'm going to change the font of this to sequel black, and I'm going to reduce this, place it just right here. All right, change to sequel black. All right, place it here, and the font for this is 7, and change the font of this to 7, and change this font style to sequel, change the font size to 7. All right, bring this one here. All right, then I'm going to change this to sequel, then font size to 7. All right, so this is what you're going to have guys. All right, so the next thing you're going to do guys is you're basically going to leave this one here. All right, leave this here, and this is basically what you're going to have guys. And let's give it some spacing. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in my rectangle tool and draw a box just right here. So I'm going to give it this color. All right, I'm going to give it this color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and select convert to curve, and I'm going to select my shape tool. All right, so I'm going to basically bring this one just right here and delete this one. Then I'm going to reduce this, or you scale it down and bring this one over here. All right, so once you do that, copy it, place one just right here, then bring another one over here, and all right guys, so basically bring this one here, and this is what you're going to have guys. Now this is basically what you are going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do guys is I'm going to cut this dates. All right, paste it just right here. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change the font of this to sequel black. All right, so I'm going to basically delete this. All right, so what I'm going to do now is we have 28 to 30, so I'm going to bring my ellipse tool, my rectangle tool, draw a box just right here. All right, so I'm going to duplicate the box this way. All right, I'm going to duplicate this box, and I'm going to give it this color. sorry, I'm going to give it the right color. So what I'm going to do now is basically I'm going to change the color of this to this one, and once I'm done doing that, I'm going to cut this. Alright, so I'm going to paste it just right here. Alright, so I'm going to reduce this and place it just right here. So I'm going to cut out this 28 and paste it just right here. I'm going to change the color to black, and we're going to leave this one just right here. And boom guys, this is what you're going to have. So I'm going to reduce this just this way, and okay, I'm going to cut duplicate this, change this to 30th. Alright, so I'm going to use my shape tool to reduce the spacing just this way. Like I told you earlier guys, you can use that to reduce the spacing of your text. So select your shape tool and drag this in this way, and that is basically how to do that. Alright, so we're going to select this Saturday, paste it just right here. Alright, font of this to 6, this one to 6, and basically leave this to this, but this is kind of much, so I'm going to basically do this and bring this one here, and bring this one just right here, and this is what you're going to have guys. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just bring this one this way, and I'm going to basically cut out the April 2022, and now we're going to delete this one. So we're going to place this one just right here, and I'm going to basically cut this and use Ctrl A to select all and Shift F3 to change to uppercase. Then this is what you're going to have. So as you can see, we have enough spacing here, so use your shape tool and bring this up just right here, and you're going to just basically place it over here, and you don't basically need to make it align into the box, so you can basically leave it this way, and you know, it looks good. All right, so I'm going to bring in my freehand tool to draw a straight line. Hold your control, then click and drag just right here, and give it an outline white. So to do that, right click on the white color, select set outline color, just a tiny white line. All right, so just to differentiate. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this one just right here, and I'm going to copy this. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select this and change it to 4 p.m. All right, so what I'm going to do is change this to uppercase, and this is what you're going to have. So I'm going to reduce this one and change this to daily. All right, so we're going to basically reduce this one and place it just right here, and this is what you are going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do guys is okay, we've written that already. So we have transport. All right, so we have transportation is free. All right, so basically this is it, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in this venue. All right, so I'm going to bring in the venue. I'm going to basically cut this from here and cut this one from here. So I'm going to change the font to Sequel Black, and basically I'm going to place this one here. So I'm going to reduce this and make sure it's aligned to this, and once I do that, I'm going to bring this one just right here. So I'm going to bring in this this icon. So to extract this so we can change the color, what you're going to do is you're going to come over to bitmap, select mode black and white, and click on OK, then go to trace bitmap, outline trace line art, and wait for it to load. Okay, so what you're going to do is just wait for it, and boom guys, that is it. So what you're going to do now is click on OK, and you're going to delete this one basically. So delete this one and give this one a white color. So what you're going to do is just scale this down and bring this one just right here. All right, so this is what you are going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do guys is I'm going to reduce this one. So I'm going to reduce this, and I'm going to select this and reduce this just right there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in my ellipse tool again and draw this way. All right, this time around I'm going to give it a black color, And once I do that, I'm going to right click on this and select set outline color. Then I'm going to copy this again and paste it, Ctrl C to copy and Ctrl V to paste. Then I'm going to give it a white color. Then what I'm going to do is use my transparency tool and fade out this part just right here. Alright, so once you fade out this part, this is just going to look like a glass view. So I'm going to copy this again and paste it. Then I'm going to come over to my property bar and select this mirror tool to mirror it down. Then I'm going to select this one and bring it just right here. So use shift plus page up to bring it forward, and you're going to basically reduce this one over here, and you're just going to make this use Ctrl K to break it apart, and you're going to scale this one up just right here, and basically leave this one here, and this is what you are going to have, guys. So the next thing you're going to do is basically reduce this just right there, and basically, guys, group this and make sure it's aligned to the middle, and this is what you are going to have, guys. So if you have any question, guys, all right, so we don't need this. All right, we're not including this, and guys, if you have any question, guys, please don't forget to drop me a comment in the comment section below. And this is basically how I designed this flyer in CorelDRAW. So guys, please don't forget, give this video a thumbs up, and see you guys in my next video.